Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And it has been quite a week.
Indeed it has. I've just been very busy, and I was saying, like, I came into this podcast on a tear, just like running from thing to thing. So I'm like trying to bring myself into alignment with our time here.
Well, I was even just thinking like it's weird to start it because like we are here to bring you joy and peace, right? Mm-hmm. And like this weekend did not bring us joy and peace. And it was just like one grisly, horrific murdering scene after another. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And one of the stories that I want to talk about had to do with a below deck star that was at one of those events, which is part of the reason that I bring it up. But yeah, it's been crazy. I think this time of year is always like really crazy and scattered. And I feel weird pressure to like have particular Christmas cheer and experience things in a certain way. And I'm like, you know what? It's so cold here. And I just like want to be alone, laying under a heated blanket, like watching my programs.
Yeah. I mean, I think you've done a good bit of that.
Thank you so much.
You've done a good bit of that as well, but we also have been busy. So I think we're definitely here for like the holiday. Goblin mode, as we call it.
Well, yeah, like we went to a holiday party on Friday that was so much fun, and we sort of went into it with the mindset of like getting litty titty, and we did. We did what we set out to do. And for me, like at the party, I get chatty and happy and I talk to everyone. And then the minute I am away from my friends, I start slurring my speech. I don't know where I am. I came home. Brandon had gotten us like Taco Bell or something. I just threw up. I threw up and drunk me. I love her so much. She cleaned my face. She brushed my teeth. She took out my contacts. She put on my pajamas and she put herself to bed.
Well, as the person who's always with you during this, it's hard for me because we're walking around the party, you're ready to leave, and you're like perfectly normal. Everything is fine. Like talking to you, you would never know that you were inebriated at all.
Oh, I was blackout, yeah.
And then the moment that we walk downstairs to get our coat or to find a cab, it's like I'm literally having to carry you out. Mm-hmm. You're able to hold it together until then. But as soon as we need to leave and go somewhere, it's like, I need to know that I'm going to be the person who's responsible for us.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was blackout. Like I remember bits and pieces, or maybe like more like brownout. But I don't remember a lot. I don't remember our drive home.
What's a brownout?
Like not completely blackout.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I don't remember the ride home. What I remember about getting home is you trying to hand me Taco Bell and me being like, and then I just went to the bathroom and threw up. And then the next morning I thought I was going to throw up again. And I was like, oh, there's nothing left. That's so cute. And then I was fine.
Well, I mean, I had a great time. And I think
it was a blast.
It was helping us get into the Christmas spirit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about the holidays. I'm a little concerned about our trip home, but I'm thinking it'll be a lot of fun.
You know what? I'm going to nix the thing that Nathan said about Bondi Beach. I'm just not prepared to comment on that right now. We'll talk about that next time. I don't want to talk about. I want this again to be a day or a break. The whole reason we started this podcast was because I needed my brain to have a break from the horrors. And so we will provide a break from the horrors. I will tell you that I have been on a fiber journey and it has not been going well. This journey is riddled with all kinds of issues. The thing is, like when your algorithm knows you're going to turn 40, it's basically like every other video is like, you know what? You need 500 grams of protein or you're going to be brittle and fall over. And then also, if you don't get fiber, you will die. And like every ad, everything I have is for some sort of fiber supplement or protein powder. I'm like, listen, I don't need that, but I know I'm getting enough protein, but I probably could amp up the fiber. And then I also feel guilt. Like I really do feel bad that I eat so much meat. So I was like, I really would like to try to replace some of the meat that I'm eating with some beans or something like more vegetarian. And that was a mistake. It was a mistake. My body eschews beans. Oh. She doesn't like it.
First of all, the pressure that is put on women by like the TikTok health culture to high protein, low protein, high fiber, low fiber. You're not getting enough this, you're not getting enough that. I'm not convinced that any of it is helpful. I think you should eat what makes you feel good. And for you, beans, not on that list.
No.
I remember do you remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was all of the craze of biblical weight loss.
What?
And they had the Daniel diet, and
that wasn't the 90s. That was like 2011.
Yeah. I mean, they brought it back, but at my church when I was a child,
really,
they had the Daniel diet. They had this thing called First Place, where you came and it's like, you know, if you really believe in God, if you really have him first in your life, you'll also be first to lose weight.
Stop it.
I'm dead serious.
We don't want fatties in this church.
I'm dead serious. It was called First Place. Put God first, and you'll be strong enough to lose that weight.
Suck up your gut. We
Literally.
want to see a thigh gap by Christmas.
And there was also that like documentary a couple of years ago about that like woman who was helping people lose weight and all this. But there is like a correlation there.
Well, yeah, that's really interesting. No, I am just being propagandized with, and also there are these girly pops on TikTok who make these bean salads, and they're delicious. No, I ate one. I made one and I ate it, and I was like, I love this. This is delicious. It's like cucumbers, tomatoes, and onions and beans, and you chop everything up and you put like this vinaigrette on it.
It's what I know about you.
No, we're going to have to like fumigate the apartment if I ever eat that again. I'm not kidding. I just was like bloated, and then I needed to release, and that was a problem for you.
Yeah.
Really for both of us. I didn't love it either.
The entire weekend, it was just like a whoopee cushion releasing in every room.
I could not believe how much gas I have. Yeah, it was like I looked at a bean and I farted. I could not believe what it did to my system. And I only ate like a couple days worth of eating like beans for lunch, and it messed me up so much that I'm like, I don't think I can ever, I literally don't think I can ever metabolize a bean again.
Well, the men's side of the health thing is equally as sick. It's like if you're not waking up at 5:30 a.m., jumping in a cold plunge, rubbing rosemary in your
on your joints,
in your widow's peaks to kill that, to stimulate hair growth. Then you're useless. You're a beta.
It is weird. The whole thing of like men having this like 5 to 9 before they're 9 to 5 and doing all of these weird things by themselves. I'm like, guys, you could just like get up like normal people and then have a friend that you talk to after work. Like, what is this?
And it's like, wife, I'll be tending to myself during the time in which you're getting the kids ready for school. And I have to attend to my 5 to 9.
Right.
I don't have time.
I'm so sorry. I can't help with the kids because I do need to be in a cold plunge, and I have to be rubbing things on my widow's peak and going on like a 4-hour run. So thank you for your attention to this matter. That is how things will be moving.
I know that I work part-time, but you've got to get out there to your full-time job after taking the kids to everything, because I've really got to get locked in.
Yeah. And I won't be able to get that full-time job if I'm not able to do this 5 to 9. And this guy on YouTube told me that, and I genuinely believe him. And so I bought this coaching that I think is really going to change my life.
Well, women have fallen prey to the supplement journeys for years and years, Lumi and all of these other brands, celebrity brands and stuff. And now it's just as bad for men. People, Joe Rogan trying to sell me Alpha Brain and hemp extract and all of this, and virality pills, Shinjuit or whatever it's called.
I thought virality pills were just blue chews.
I tell you.
Yeah. Then why are we looking for a different virality?
I'm just saying it's just.
Okay. Men are so weird. Like y'all as a species befuddle me.
It's not me. Don't lump me in.
You are one.
I am one. I mean,
I love you. Like hashtag not all men.
That
While
is
my
true.
eyes roll in the back of my head.
Hashtag not all men, for sure.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I'm not allowed to. That's why. You don't allow me to become that kind of man.
Yeah. Well,
you've threatened divorce on multiple occasions just by looking at what I listened to in my podcast app that week.
If I note that your podcast is giving like Manosphere, I'm like, are you okay? Are you all right?
It's all research.
Sure.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not a part of that sphere.
Well, okay, let's get into Southern Charm, because this is all of this talk of the like 5-hour lead up to a job is making me think of Whitner's morning routine. And I want to dive into it, but I want to start still at his birthday dinner. Again, nothing brings me more joy in the Bravo universe than people having a genuine fight while they are dressed up in costume. There's truly nothing better.
Here is my thing that I will never understand. How you could be a gorgeous, talented, interesting woman and see the way that these men act like children, like literal children, and needing you to feel sorry for them and side with them. And still these women like try to be with these men. It baffles me.
Yeah.
It literally baffles me.
Sally will do anything to stay on the show, though. I mean, like, that's the whole thing. That's why she's like flirting.
That's part of it.
Yeah. That's why she's throwing herself at Craig. I will say, at least in that moment, she was like, hey, you look crazy. You should actually apologize to Austin. He literally stands up because Austin is razzing him. Austin's in this moment where he's like, I don't know if I'm loving this relationship. He's talking to Madison. He's like, it's hard because nothing's going wrong. I just don't know, like, if I want to take that next step, if I want to leave it as is. So he's already like ruminating about this. And Craig's like, just so you know, because you made fun of me for being in a hot tub with 2 hotties, Shep's going to say something that could ruin your life. And I'm like, Craig, get a grip, bruh. Like, this is so stupid and so high school. You look dumb. And when Sally is having to be like, Craig, like, actually, you should apologize, then like you really need to like reevaluate what's happening with your life right now.
I mean, the saddest part about these guys is, unlike a lot of the other shows, like, I fully believe that if Summer House ended tomorrow, Kyle Cook would be fine. Like, he does have an entrepreneurial mind. He like, you know, he's annoying, but I think he would still find favor, right? But I just like, when you're talking about Austin and Shep especially, I mean, Craig has gone on and he's done some things. But if you're talking about, like, these guys don't have anything against the men.
Well, Shep's always going to have money. Like, he's always going to have money. His trust fund is pretty good. Austin, I think, definitely needs the show. Like, he, you know, his beer kind of like petered out. He doesn't have a brand other than Southern Charm. Now, I think he is charismatic, and when push comes to shove, he could find himself on another show or figure something out. But yeah, I agree. I do find it interesting that like these two, after Craig screams that, and Austin walks into the kitchen and is like, what are you talking about? And Craig's response is like, why are you so scared of me? Why are you saying that you're scared of me? As he's screaming at him and saying he's going to ruin his life. And Austin's like, because you're scaring me? Which was the theme of last season and is quickly becoming the theme of this season. Are like, you scared of me? And Austin's like,
yeah, kind of making these. How do
I think that's what Craig doesn't understand. Like, Austin's not worried about him like physically hurting him. It's that Craig, like, when he is drinking at that level and he's got rage that he's not handling well, you just never know what Craig you're going to get. He's very volatile. And so you don't know what he's going to say, how he's going to react. And that level of unpredictability is what is scary. Exactly. And Craig is such a whiny bitch. He's always like, I'm triggered by that. We're triggered by you.
He learned all this from ChatGPT. He doesn't go to...
Dr. ChatGPT told him, it's okay as long as you say you're triggered and you don't usually do this.
I feel like the uninitiated may watch and hear him using some of this therapy language and being like, oh, well, maybe he's adjusting. Maybe he's setting boundaries and blah, blah, blah. This man's talking to ChatGPT and it's like, use the word triggered. People love that.
Yeah. triggered, gaslighting. Like, these are really important textbook words to help you.
Remember these things in arguments.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was so bad that Madison was like, because she's super pregnant, obviously sober. And she was like, it scared me. And I was like, I want to get up and leave. And she just left the premises. She was like, okay, that's enough. I'm out. Cut to outside again. I love Molly. This is just like a Molly Stan podcast.
Yes.
She is so funny because she looked Sally in her eye and said, you can't just decide that you're going to like call dibs on every guy in Charleston. And Sally was like, what? When did I do that? And Sally's like, literally yesterday.
Literally yesterday
you did it to
at
me.
the beach.
You did it to Charlie. And like everybody got around her. And Benita was like, yeah, you did. And Rod was like, mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, Molly calls out Sally and everyone backs up Molly. And Sally is too stunned to speak. But later, she's like at her own house talking to her mom. And it's just like, anyway, I was like in Craig's hot tub and like, he's not making a single move. Like, he's not kissing me. He's not doing anything. And I just want to be like, he doesn't want to. Like, if he wanted to, he would. You look stupid. Stop it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it seems to me that Craig's much more interested in Charlie.
Yeah.
And
that's
I think
obvious.
And obviously, I mean, of course he is. I mean, Sally has already, I think, slept with Austin and Shep, correct?
Yeah.
Of course he doesn't want, like, he's not thinking about being serious with somebody who every single person in his friend group has slept with.
I mean, Sally's a girl about town. She is.
Which is, I mean, if that's the way it is.
She just wants to secure her spot. To me, that's really clear. And I think like, it's just interesting that she keeps saying like, I want a husband. I'm ready to settle down. And I'm like, you're just acting not like that.
Well,
and like,
that's the whole thing. There's no slut shaming here.
I was about to say.
It's very obvious why Craig feels the way that he does. And it seems very, I mean, I want to normalize that because like, who does really want to be with somebody that your best friends have all been with recently?
Yeah, right. Like in the last year.
Yeah.
I like that we got a glimpse of Whitner, like more of him in this particular episode. His morning routine, truly terrifying. Although, did you see that stuff online where it was like saying the time marker was like 4:50 and then his phone said like 6:30?
Yeah. I think there's some, well, another thing is like they're filming him all the time and they're editing, right? Yeah. But
I do think I understand. He seems like such a sweetie. I love his devotion to his dog. I appreciate, I mean, he's clearly getting these like Manosphere things that you're receiving as well about his wellness journey post breakup. I do think I've clocked precisely why this girl left him, and it's because he's in love with his mother.
Oh, that could be it. I mean, he definitely a mama's boy. There ain't no doubt about that.
The way he said that, like, when he comes into a room, his mother completely ignores his sister, I was like, oh, red flag.
Yeah, I want to talk to the sister. I want to talk to this ex-girlfriend. I want some more details.
I want to talk to mama.
This.
Like, I'm so curious. But, like, to me, whatever happened, it seems that had to at least be part of it. Were I a betting woman, that is where I would put my money.
I don't disagree.
I thought Madison and Hudson, it was so cute, them having their little dinner together with him cooking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is like that kid seems to be a pretty good kid, all things considered.
He's so cute. I know.
Like, he's embracing this new father. This, like, a kind of strange situation where he has to be gone all the time. Like, he really does try to take care of his mom. It's like, it seems like they're doing pretty good with that kid.
Yeah, he's a real sweetie.
And also seems sensitive, like, when he got beat up last season and just, like, how he was acting and stuff. I have a soft spot for old Hudson.
Well, you know, we met him and Madison, and it was just the two of them for ages. And so he has had, like you said, a lot of big adjustments that he has done well with. I like that he's excited about their new house. And I think Madison is smart to be like, I want the parties at our house. It is smart to keep your kids in the living room, keep your kids at the pool, keep your kids at your house, be the house that kids want to come to.
Oh, it would be my dream to be like, we don't like you drinking, but if you're going to drink here.
Do it here. Yeah. And that will definitely be Madison.
Yes, absolutely. I think like every time I see her home life and see how she treats her child and see how she respects her husband too.
Oh.
I mean, she does. She's not in like a weird, not in like a weird,
not like a submissive way, but in she adores him.
Yes. Yeah. And like respects his opinion on things, brings things to him. Like it all feels very above board. And then to hear people like Shep Rose calling her white trash. And we know that's just because she had a son before she was married.
Well, this was in previous seasons that he
That's what
said
I mean.
this, but yeah.
But that's the whole thing. It's like just because it wasn't in like his plan, even though like what is he?
Well, it wasn't because of the son. It was more because she was a hairdresser, and he was like, she's just some white trash girl that probably who's got a son by some other guy who doesn't make a lot of money, who doesn't have like a Southern name, and she doesn't belong in our circle.
Literally, I cannot stand Shep. I think he is awful.
I think Shep, what I appreciate about Shep is that he can have a sense of humor about himself. And the other guys really struggle with that. When people come at Shep being like, you're kind of a loser, you're kind of this, you're kind of that, he can laugh it off and be like, yeah. Whereas Craig is such a little baby about it. And Austin can kind of laugh. He's like in between. But I think what has made Shep have staying power in this universe is that he does have a sense of humor about who he is. Like he knows that he's low-key a loser.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
The scene with Craig and Charlie at Craig's house was like so uncomfortable for me when she's like bringing art over for him to look at, because she looks so pretty and she is looking at him like, did you apologize to Austin? And she's listening to him and she's realizing that she's afraid to make him angry and thinking like, why is a 37-year-old man screaming at another 37-year-old man about a hot tub? Like, how embarrassing.
Here's the thing. Here's a PSA for all young people searching for a mate. Take a look at your partner or the person's perspective and say, would I feel this same way about them if they did not look the way that they look? Like, if Craig was not a good looking guy, his behavior at that house would freak a woman out.
Yeah.
Like he's just odd and like very like unsure of himself and just like very Weasley and you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, insecure men will ruin your life.
Yeah.
That is just true. It can come out in violent ways. It can come out in weird control tendencies. It can come out in a lot of ways that will literally ruin your life. So do not get with one of those. Austin, we go back to Austin's house and I love the friendship of Austin and Madison now. Boy, have we come a long way. Long way. I love Rod and Madison coming over with the kittens, chit-chatting. And I appreciated them reminding Austin, like Madison was like, just so we remember, Craig and Shep hated me. And that was a lot of why our relationship didn't work as well. Anytime you are doing something where you're remotely happy, and even though she and Austin have had these conversations where she's like, this may not be the girl for you, but if you to them seem happy, they will attempt to sabotage you.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, it's what I said in a couple episodes back. It's like, Austin is doing what he wants to do. Like, right. He's fine with being long distance. Maybe this girl somewhat is too for right now. And it's like, but of course, like Shep and Craig are always like, well, you're really not happy. You're not moving forward. You're not, moving in. You're not moving to be with her. She's not moving down here. There's obviously a problem. Like, no, not everybody has to fill out this exact way that you want to be.
Well, I think Shep, Austin, and Craig all work in triangulation. Whoever the two of them are mad at, they will discuss and try to sabotage the other one. Like that has happened throughout all the seasons. Craig was one that, Austin and Shep were working together against last season. And now it's kind of broken and it's Craig and Shep. Although I think I genuinely felt bad for Shep because I do not think he intended it to be this way. genuinely, based on what we've seen on the show. I think he was probably meeting up with Craig for like press or something, and that's why he was on his mind in the general area. Because if they're in New York, it's typically because they're doing like upfronts or they're doing some sort of press. And so he was probably like, hey, I don't want to screw up his day. I don't want to mess him up. This happened. Do you think I should say something? Like, or just let it rock? And
it's
Craig's
probably
like, let it rock.
around when they were on like Watch What Happens Live and all of that last season.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say, but that's the whole thing. I don't think Shep is really to blame here because, like, you're right. Like, he took the advice. Like, don't bring this up. It's not,
and he
it's
didn't
probably
say anything.
nothing. Yeah, it was Craig trying to do a hit piece because anytime Craig feels like he's looking bad on the show, he attacks like a lunatic.
Yeah. Correct. All right, let's move on to Salt Lake City. They're in Greece.
Greece.
And Angie could not stop talking about it.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I think that oh god, who does the impression of? I think it's Heather doing an impression of Meredith. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah. Where she's like, "You said this and I said this, and we met in the middle." Angie's exuberance about Greece, I don't think I have ever felt that about anything in my whole life. I don't think I could conjure that type of excitement about one singular thing. So to that, I say hats off. I do think it is hysterical that it is backfiring on her daughter so spectacularly, where her daughter is like, I actually hate Greece and I don't want anything to do with it.
Well, the best part of that is like they're sitting in the pool and they're like, oh, Electra's not really liking she doesn't really identify as Greek, does she? And she says, no, she identifies as a horse girl.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's not a nationality, but sure.
That's not something to identify as.
She's horse girl.
That's like she likes horses.
Horse girl.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was so funny. I really enjoyed this episode. Meredith cracked me up. She reminded me so much of my own mother in this moment. The way that she sulked. I love a Meredith Marks sulk because she draws it out. Right? It's so good.
Well, they've decided to be on this trip on Mother's Day, a thing that they've known since the very beginning of this. It's not like they got to Greece and realized, like, what? We're going to be gone on Mother's Day? Like, they knew this from the very top. And because Meredith is being cornered. Well,
and because Angie has just let it slip that she's put Meredith in a 4-person group with Whitney and Heather.
Yes.
And who was the other person with them?
Brittany, wasn't it?
Yeah. She's put Meredith with 3 people she doesn't like in a group, and then the rest of them are off riding donkeys together.
Yeah.
And so Meredith is already pissed about that and is just like, are you kidding? She was ready to go home prior to that. Yeah. And then she finds out that she has to like make moussaka with these women. And she's like, I literally don't want to talk to any of you. And while they're in the van on the way there, of course, Heather like starts going in on her again. And Brooks calls her. It really was funny when Heather's talking to her and she's like, hello, I'm sorry, I'm being yelled at right now. I have to go. And I love it when Meredith gets mad and she does begin to get this sort of like British accent almost.
Oh,
it is so perfect. And then she is furious that she won't be able to talk to Brooks again. The fact that she could not give 2 shits if she talks to Chloe is so funny to me.
Well, it's also important to note that Heather has got to let this go. And it's just like you said last week, it's like this is her only thing this season. And if this doesn't, if this doesn't become something, she has no story. And I should not in this scenario be feeling bad for Meredith Marks and how she has acted and whatnot. But I do, because I'm like, let this go. This is nothing. And it's just really confusing.
I'm just done with it. I don't care anymore. I'm like, at this point, I don't care if she reached around and strangled her. If Brittany's over it, I'm over it, And you and Whitney need to just get a grip. I'm done with it. But she gets off the van and just immediately in her mini skirt and heels is like walking the hard streets of Santorini and realizes that there's really nowhere for her to go. And this is fully something my mother would do. Would just like get out
and
start
walking and then realize there's no exit.
Yeah. And then you see her like almost get sort of run over by a taxi. And she's like, okay, this is where I draw the line.
I'm going to go back to the group.
So she sulks back. She is giving such bad energy that the guy who is trying to like create an experience is like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything all right? And she's like, you have shown me more grace in this moment than these girls have the entire trip.
Well.
And I'm like, Meredith, get off the cross, okay? Like, relax for just one moment. Pull yourself down.
And I just don't like the way that Heather's going about this. Like, it really is try hard, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah. It's giving like class president, and I don't even understand why I feel that way, but that's how I feel.
And let me tell you, being on the back of a donkey, listening to Angie K talk about her father's life on the back of an ass is not necessarily my idea of a good time. And poor Mary, oh my Lord, she's going through it. She's bouncing around on that donkey.
When I tell you, I feel Mary when they came in and they were like, all right, Mary, are you ready for dinner? And she was like, I'll be staying here. I was like, yes, that's the energy I would be bringing to that. No, thank you. I'll be getting in my comfies. You made me ride a donkey and it had diarrhea today, and that was quite enough for me. I've heard you yapping a bit too much, and I don't have anything to add.
And we listened to another podcast where they do not like or agree with Bronwyn's choices when it comes to what she's wearing. And I always disagree with them until this week, where she dressed like a mix between Olive Oil and Where's Waldo.
Yeah, her donkey outfit was giving like, did I find this in a coloring book?
Well, that was the funniest thing, because last night we were watching it and I was like, do you know who she looks like? And what I was thinking about in my head was Olive Oil.
And I said,
and Rachel just
Waldo?
pipes up. She's like, where's Waldo? And I died because we were both right.
It was a combination.
She was wearing a polka dot dress like Olive Oil and wearing a striped shirt. Like, where's Waldo?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, where's Waldo? And Olive Oil got together and had Bronwyn.
And you were so sure that I was thinking, where's Waldo?
For sure. I thought we were like absolutely on the same wavelength. And
you were like, where's Waldo, right?
I'm like, nailed it. Nailed it. Knew it.
I got really tickled.
You sure did. You could not hush after that. I will say I love seeing them have fun by the pool. One thing about these girls and what makes Salt Lake City particularly good is that they still, even when they fight, they still know how to have like fun together. And so they go back and like Meredith's in the pool playing games and racing around, and Angie's trying on her little outfit and joking around. Like, it was fun. It's fun to see them having fun.
Well, it seems like now that we know that Bronwyn and Todd are on the outs, and it very much looks like Whitney and her husband are on the outs, I got a plot point for season 7, and that would be like they try to date. Because
each other?
they got a little love connection.
There's a vibe. I mean, Bronwyn having had connections with ladies, not surprising.
Yeah. No, not at all. And that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking they might be in for a little experimentation.
Well, when the other women were like, what? You've touched a lady. She was like, Whitney, get in here. Save me.
Lisa was like, what?
And then Whitney just gives her a little peck.
The woman.
And then Whitney's like, if that peck did something for her, she really must be dried out.
Oh, no.
I was like, ah.
But no.
I was like, damn, Whitney.
Lisa's like, my son went on a mission. I cannot hear this.
I cannot touch the lips of a lady. Yeah, no, Lisa, I will say Lisa is so much fun to watch because you just never know what you're going to get. She could be so fun and lovable and just so unhinged. And she is so much fun to watch. And I loved listening to her be like, yeah, okay. Like listening to their feedback about Meredith and not being her mouthpiece. And then it cuts her and she's like, in one ear and out the other. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I was like, hell yeah, Lisa.
She's absolutely crazy and I like it.
Well, I mean, I will say, get you a friend like Lisa. You know,
absolutely.
like,
absolutely.
She really does ride. And I appreciate that about her. And I hope that Meredith rides for her in the same way, because she really was just like, and she's trying to be like, because Meredith does gray rock. Like, she literally disassociates and is not in her body. And that's why Lisa's like, okay, I got to move this along. You guys,
I got to step in here and speak for her.
Because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. This is crazy.
Her brain is being addled by something.
We don't know what it is.
We don't know what.
And we do not want to be damaging and speak lies.
Yeah. And Mary just, I don't know if you caught this, but when they're all arguing about something small at the pool, Mary just out of nowhere says, I gotta look it up because I wrote it down. She said, I don't think that these shrimp have been dewormed.
Oh, yeah. She's like eating a fried shrimp.
It's deveined.
Yeah.
Dewormed.
We're like, Mary.
She's like, I don't believe that these shrimp have been dewormed.
I was like, ooh. The Sprinter van was so funny going to their dinner when Brittany just lets out, like, just so you know, I trademarked a high body count hair. The way she triggered
Angie's brain went. Because she was like,
got triggered into a new stratosphere. She was like, you did what?
She beat her to the punch. You know she was about to do that. Her hair mogul. She was going to do high body count hair. And instead, before she could get to it, and I agree with Brittany here. Hey, I'm the one who sustained the hit. So guess I'm going to trademark it.
I think it's funny. I think it is so insane for Brittany to do that, but it's so insane. I love it. Like, it's so perfect for her to have done it and to agitate Angie in that way. Like, if someone had done that to me and was going around and because like Angie was not the first person to have said it, but she is the person who made it famous. And so for Brittany to just be like, by the way, BT dubs. I did trademark that, and it bothered Angie so much. But the funniest part was when Brittany was like, are you like jealous of my hair? And Angie was like, no. But then Angie got really mean to Brittany, and I was like, oh guys, we're going way overboard about the hair at this point.
These women are going to, like, here's the thing. I believe that they're going too hard in on Brittany right now. They're not realizing like she does not have the hate that they put on her. And like Angie going after her like that doesn't make Brittany look bad. That makes her look bad. And then but Brittany had one of the most unhinged moments when Meredith was talking about not being able to speak to Brooks. She was like, well, I wasn't allowed to speak to my children for 3 years.
We were like,
whose fault was that?
Baby girl, this is not the same.
Whose fault was that?
I could not, if I had been Meredith, I would have leapt over and slapped her. I could not believe she was so equating that.
She was so blown away by the fact she would say it. All she could get out was, well, now it has become about you.
Don't tell me Meredith Marks is not giving, okay?
She's not wrong. She's like, just so you know.
Now it has become about you.
Now it has become about you.
Brittany. I love it. I mean, it was genuinely a fun episode. And someone else said something mean to Brittany and she was like, I'll trademark that too.
I'm gonna start saying that when somebody hits us online. Somebody hits us in the comments. I'm gonna be you know what? I trademarked your ass.
Yeah, sorry, trademarked it. Oh, you said something rude. I trademarked it. Don't worry. Okay, let's move on to the new VPR, the new Vanderpump.
Yes.
Okay, we
Sir
start
Photoshoot.
So iconic, although it's hysterical. Why did Kim show up with that, like a boutonniere the size of my head, that big old blue thing?
Well, Kim, like I said, the men that have done her wrong in her life have
No, not Kim. Lisa.
Oh, you said Kim.
Oh my God. Why? Okay.
You can't get Kim right.
I can't. I really can't. Why? But Lisa showed up in like a power suit with a giant flower on it. Did you see that?
Oh my God. Let a grandma have a brooch.
I guess. I mean, it literally looked like she was about to take someone to prom with that. It was enormous. Okay. But I do love
going
that
to
the
Mary's
photo
church one.
Yeah, literally. the way that the times they are changing. She was like, boys, if you'd like to remove your shirt, but only if you'd like to and only if you feel comfortable, we do have an HR department now.
I mean, back in the day, she would be like,
she's like,
you take it off or you're fired.
Slap a bum. She's like, do you want to put the sock over your dick so it looks bigger? And they were like, okay. Like the stuff that happened in the first couple seasons at the shoot is like wretched. Crazy that it even made it to TV is crazy. Much less that it was like a thing that she directed.
Yes.
So it was just like very funny.
I think like the connection that a lot of people probably didn't make because it's so quick that they say it is this is the day after Audrey's birthday where they were all out
They're
until
so
like
hungover.
3 or 4 a.m. And they're at work at like 9 taking these photos.
And that's what it's like to be young. Let me tell you, could never happen now. I was down for the count after Friday. I was down all day Saturday. Count me out, baby. I need like a full 24 hours now.
No.
But Marcus and Kim are like back together at this photo shoot, and everyone is so confused because night before, Marcus is like, I'm falling out of love with her. And then you see Kim, who is crying to Natalie, to Venus, like sobbing. So they're all at this photo shoot, and Marcus and Kim are like lovey-dovey, whatever. And everyone's like, hey, what happened? And they're like, oh, we got back together. Like, full disclosure, we got back together. And for them getting back together is clearly just banging out. Like, just having sex.
Important to note that it was Kim who said they were back together, and Marcus just said, well, everything's fine, but we didn't even have a conversation.
Well, he said we never have a conversation when we get back together. It's just back together. And I'm like, we have sex. We have sex, and then I feel better about it, and we're fine. Because he is literally insane. So we meet a new character, Angelica, who I think is really funny. Kim, why do I keep doing that? Lisa hires her on the spot because she can do a high kick, which is very important to being a server at SAR.
So I have a hot take here on the Angelica of it all. Okay. And I think that Lisa, after meeting this new cast, probably realized there wasn't someone that she could manipulate in the way that she typically has. I think she's brought Angelica in as the Sheena. I think I think we'll see this person as being the person who starts to feed storylines. I think it's the person that Lisa will probably have the closest relationship with. And I think that she is to be seen as a separate entity than the rest of the new Sir folks.
Okay.
I think if anybody's the plant, it's her.
Her falling down immediately. Have never related to anything more.
Agreed.
Genius move. Falling down immediately and then being like, hey guys, and not being super embarrassed. You're immediately like, I'm so sorry that you just fell down and humiliated yourself. Come on in, you can be part of the group now. You're really gorgeous, but now you've dropped our walls, dropped our defenses. And so I think it was actually a really good arrival point for her, at least with the girls. I like that she's nuts. She's a little silly goose who loves boys, loves love, loves to like, she's still living with her ex, right?
So, still living with her ex that she thought she was going to marry, but he was like, I'm not really interested in that.
Right. But she said she thinks she's going to marry everyone. And so that's just like a fun little thing.
So who are we siding with in this new huge fight that's happening between Venus, Kim, and Marcus?
Well, prior to that, I want to start with the fight that happens, what happens before that, because the fight that breaks out at the photo shoot is when Venus first tries to approach Marcus, and it's
that's
like,
what I'm talking about. That's
where I thought you were talking about. Venus is right, where he's like, you guys keep ruining, like you very nearly ruined Audrey's birthday because you won't just be honest that you're friends with Natalie. Like that's an insane thing. Like you keep telling everyone what they want to hear, and then when we cornered you, instead of being like, oh, I said that, you just ran off. And so we had to pick up the pieces, and now you're just back together, and it's like nothing happened. So very much Team Venus. And I love that Natalie was like, actually, I think I should be a part of this. And I'm like, you absolutely should.
We should. Yes. That is always the answer for Natalie. Please get involved.
Sure. I love her so much.
She's my favorite.
How crazy she is wonderful. Demi, not coming off great. is she allowed to be? She seems like she has not been allowed to be part of the photo shoot. But she is still very much there and very like, let's get back to work, kids. We got a schedule to keep here, okay? Who's gonna pay the bills, okay? She's got like that vibe.
I think my thing about the whole Venus bringing this up is that he's always picking up the pieces.
Exactly.
And after they have these huge fights, he's the one that both of them come to. And they show this clip of him doing that. And then Natalie gets pulled into the drama because Marcus won't tell the truth about the nature of their relationship, which is just that they're friends.
Yeah.
And
that's all Natalie needs him to say. It's like, I'm not being inappropriate to you. We are friends.
Yes. And Natalie is actually speaking so much truth at the table, and everyone who is insane starts coming in and getting involved as well and yelling at Natalie for being out of control. And all she was doing at the time was just speaking truth and not even she only got activated once people who had nothing to do with the conversation started coming in.
Well, yeah, they're very intimidated by Natalie because she's pretty and she's kind of crazy. But yeah, and like, in her head, she's looking at Kim like, do you really think I want your creature of a boyfriend when Shane is trying to take me out? Like, get serious.
Yeah, that's when we go to the climbing gym.
Here's the climb. I loved it when she was like, unfortunately, this is our first date.
Yes, literally.
And he was like, it's important to me that she be active. Men who are like, I'm a personal trainer and I do this and I do that. And so you have to do it with me. Why? Why do I have to do that? And I am someone who goes to the gym every day. And
yes.
But if a man was like, you're going to need to go on a hike with me or what, I would just be like, oh, you're going to try to kill me in the woods. Like, that's what's going to happen. You're going to push me off of this cliff.
And we were talking about scoliosis in the last episode.
I know.
And Natalie has scoliosis.
Natalie, I feel you, baby girl.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, she had to have like her back all zipped up with these
she said
screws.
There's like all these like 20-something screws in her back. And she was like, so when they cremate me, 26 people will be able to have a piece of
She's
me.
like, and I just think that's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
I just love how her brain works. I liked it when she was like hunched over. She was like, this like isn't cute. Okay. So this is better. And I was like, Natalie.
Let's talk about something that I feel like may have just been glossed over a little bit too quickly. The Shane getting shot 3 times because his friend got stabbed and then had a gun on him and just started firing wildly and shot his friend 3 times.
Why does your friend have a gun? Secondly, when you say we fell in with a bad crowd. Excuse?
What kind of crowd?
The crowd that stabs you?
And why were you shot 3 times? No, the other people didn't have a gun. It was your friend.
Did your
friend just close his eyes? Well, shoot.
I have so many questions. I really need someone to sit down with Shane and be like, okay, we're going to need to take it from the top. Like, can I see the police
Andy,
report?
Get it on the notes. I need a full 15 minutes devoted in the reunion.
Just the scene.
Yes.
And I just love that he's like, and then I went back to that modeling agency after I learned to rewalk after being paralyzed. And I said, will you take me? And they said, yeah. And I was like, off to Mulan. I didn't even know it was Milan. I was
like, my gosh.
Bless your little dumb heart. He is like what I imagine LA men to be. Like, he is exactly that. Like, sober. And, I just gotta get up at 5 a.m. and lift my weights. And, like, we're gonna go rock climbing on our first adventure together. But, yeah.
I hope this doesn't last, but I fear that it does.
I do not think it will. Because when we go to the pool day, Angelica, meets everybody. Well, okay. So before that, we cut out.
So Marcus texts Venus.
While Venus is at work with Natalie.
Yes.
And Venus responds. And Marcus's text was essentially like,
I've seen a side of you that I don't like, and I'm gonna choose to not associate with that.
Right. And Venus is like, you know what? I don't like you either, you stupid little bitch. And basically, essentially, that's what he says. And then you have to know from the first episode that the 3 of them have been hanging out constantly. So they're talking shit about everybody. Well, then Marcus and Kim start telling everyone at work things Venus has said about them to try to screw up his relationships with everyone at work. So that's happening simultaneously as Angelica is inviting everyone to this like pool day to get to know everyone. So when we get to the pool day, also Natalie comes in and tries to say hey to everyone. And Kim's like, why would she try to say hey to me? I'm like, God forbid she be polite. And if she came in and didn't say hey, they would be like, she's such a bitch. She couldn't even be cordial.
No, I think the biggest thing that is the betrayal of trust is that just to be horrible to him, they spill all of the information that he said about these other people. And those people immediately text him and are like, Marcus and Kim told us everything you've said about us. And one of those people called him something. Yeah. That Gabby girl.
Yeah. What did she call him? Low class or something?
Yeah, something like that. Something that triggered something in him.
He did not like that. And he responded with something. He was like, I'm really sorry to you. And you're a stupid bitch. It was so funny. It was like there at the end. But again, I remain Team Venus. I think Marcus and Kim are toxic for each other and toxic people in general. And I am really enjoying watching the drama unfold. I feel like this episode actually gave us some conflict that we needed for the rest of the season. Okay, I wanted to talk about the Shane and Natalie part. When she is sitting there just chatting with people and he's like, can we go put our feet in the pool? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I really thrive on communication. Mind you, they have only been on one date. Prior to that, she asked him not to bring girls to her work. He comes on a date with a girl to her work. Bring someone there to make her jealous. Then finally asks her out. They go on a date. She's literally talking to a coworker and he gets jealous and is like, we just need to have better communication. And she's like, okay, here's some communication. This is grossing me out. This conversation, I don't like it. I don't know why we can't just flirt and have fun and see where this goes. I don't like this. And you can see in his eyes, this man has not been refused and his brain is breaking. He's like, he literally, she in real time is watching him be unable to handle the information coming his way. And she's like, ooh, I like it. And you can see her finding herself with the upper hand. And I was delighted by that.
All that brought this on was her just talking to cousin brother number 2, Jason. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And for 5 seconds, she wasn't even flirting with him. She was just talking, being friendly with him. And all of a sudden he comes up with all this silent rage about you're not giving me the communication I need. And if I'm going to be in on something, I need to see this. And she's like, look, why can't we just chill and enjoy each other's company and see where this goes? This energy you're bringing is very unattractive and weird.
We've been on one date. He's like, even when it's casual, I need a lot of communication. And she's like, well, here's some communication. This is hideous and I hate it.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I was like, I'm obsessed with you. And I am.
Well, I was going to say before that, Kim needs to look at Katie Maloney as a case study. She needs to let a man beneath her station destroy her life. And now in her early 40s is having to pull it all back together again. And somehow by the grace of God, she now has that chance. Mm-hmm. But some folks are not so lucky. Yeah. So look at her and think, do I really want to let a man beneath my station ruin my life? Because
watch the footage. Watch the old seasons, Kim.
She's on that path.
She is on that path.
And then the final thing that we see is Venus has decided to put all of his ire on this random girl, Gabby. And start screaming at her and calling her horrible names. And I'm just thinking to myself, let even Venus come up in a crowd where I am talking to women like that. It would not be good. It would not
I
be
am
good.
Always surprised how men will just sit there and let people scream at women like that. And they're like, what could be done?
It would not have happened. Not even if it's Venus, not if it's I would be checking him immediately. Be like, you are not going to come in here talking to these women. I don't care how drunk they are. I don't care what they said to you. We're not going to come in here being
not in a public place.
He was being all aggro too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was getting about to get physical is what it felt like.
Yeah, that's how the scene was structured. It was crazy. Yeah. I completely agree with him in his fight with Marcus and Kim, but that particular scene was wild. And I hope that that's where they begin the episode next week.
Well, he was hammered. because he had that little highball glass, and it was just filling up, and then you see it drop, and then you see it refill, and then you see
they
it drop.
were all hammered.
They were ripping it.
For sure,
oh my gosh. So we've got some really great things coming up for you guys over the next couple of weeks. We know everybody's going to be home at the holidays with plenty of time to listen to podcasts and stuff because you're going to be avoiding your family. So we're going to have an episode of the Snitchuation Room that will come out next week on the 22nd. We will have more Pop Snitch next week. And then we will also have some special things that we're doing for social media, including one-off stories with multiple parts, as well as maybe even another Snitchuation Room just for the new year. So definitely be looking out for those things on all of our socials, and then also at popsnitch.com, where you can drop a Snitchuation for us to discuss on Snitchuation, our show that drops every Monday. And please follow us on YouTube. We're trying to get those YouTube numbers up.
Subscribe if you love us. Thank you so much for listening. We love you so much and appreciate everything you do. And we will see you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.